Hey, what's up guys? So today we start the teardown of the big block Chevy. As you guys can see here, I already removed the battery because first things first, anytime you're messing with any engine, especially like the fuel injection stuff and all that, you always want to unplug the battery. Pulling the Holley EFI should be pretty easy. As you guys see here, I already pulled out the CD box harness, the coil harness. I basically had all this stuff running through the back here, connecting to the CD box here and to my coil. So I got that stuff off. It should be pretty easy because I kept everything really tight. As you guys can see here, everything that was associated to the Holley, I did it real nice and tight, and everything was heat shrinked and heat shrinked, tape, double tape. I have OCD, so I kind of you guys can see, have the butt connectors with the marine glue, and you know, so everything's nice and tight and everything should come together off. So I'm gonna get busy with that, guys. We have to drain the radiator and basically pull this bad boy out. So let's get to work. Okay guys, and I basically labeled all the harnesses here. It may seem a little bit redundant, like to coil, to box, and I'm doing everything, guys, like, you know, main battery power, so you guys can see here, main battery power, main ground to battery. So I'm doing all this. One is going to make it easier when we install it on the Impala, but this is all going to my friend, so I want to make sure that you know, like everything's like self-explanatory, like everything's easy and like super smooth. So I'm gonna take the extra time to label everything, and when we put this thing in the car, it should be super easy. That's the idea, at least, right? Also guys, I'm gonna take the time to actually pull this old AC unit stuff. I left it there when we first put the motor in there because I had every intention of keeping like the big block in here, all the old school stuff and all original. And you know what, I'm gonna build this car the way it makes me happy. I don't care, you know, if it's not gonna be, you know, all original to the T or whatever. So I'm gonna get rid of that stuff, and I'm gonna put the old the new vintage stuff, that the vintage air stuff that goes under the dash, and it eliminates that big old block there. That way I could run big tall valve covers, and you know, it'll be a lot better. But you know, it takes away from the original factor, but who the hell likes that box there anyways, you know? So whatever. And as usual guys, I go crazy with zip ties, so we have to pull zip ties from everywhere. That's just how I roll. As you guys can see, look at that, zip tie, zip tie, zip ties everywhere. But it makes it to where nothing chafes and nothing can cause like accidents, you know, like wires touching and rattling loose. So I zip tie the heck out of everything. So there it is. I even got zip ties up here, look at that. Okay, cool. Oh, I got more zip ties over here. Zip, zip, zip. Okay guys, and for the harness of the Holley here, I put everything on a little block here, so we'll just have to unbolt it, and we'll basically be bringing out all the wires connected to the block itself. So when we transfer it to the new car, all we have to do is, you know, find our electric fan wires, our RPM wires, our ignition wires, and it should be cake. What I want to do here first, I want to unplug the Holley and just kind of give myself more space, and I also don't want to drain the coolant just yet. It's a pain in the butt, it always makes a mess. So right now that the car is nice and dry, I'm going to get rid of all this electrical stuff. So this is for our LCD screen. think that's what you call it, LCD screen. Look at that, guys. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. The Holley Sniper unit is such a nice unit, guys. Honestly, I recommend it. I like it. Everything is super easy. Everything's good quality. I like it. I mean, I like an LS more, but you know, let's unplug here our temperature sensor. So you got your temp sensor right here. So we have what do we have here? Oh, distributor. Okay, so this is our distributor plug. This one goes to just power. So we'll label this to power, and everything else will be pretty straightforward, because you know, I could even label this and say distributor, so it could be easy. I could label this one to well, there's no fail because the plugs only go one way, see? So you can't really drop the ball, so I'm not even gonna label those. All the relays here, pull them off together, should be cake. All right, and this blue wire here, this is for the fuel pump. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this one out, and we're gonna go ahead and put some tape on it so we can label it so we don't forget. Trust me, guys, it always makes sense when you're taking it apart. You're like, oh yeah, that's for that, and then once you go back to put it on a couple of weeks later or a month later or whatever, you're like, what's this wire for? So let's label this. So this is fuel pump wire. Okay, so now we know that this is going to feed our fuel pump. Cool. All right, guys, and now we can actually pull. Well, let me unhook this. I think this is my RPM. And again, guys, we can just get a little screwdriver in here, unscrew the terminal, and bam, it's off. See how easy I made that? Sometimes you gotta take your time to do things, and it makes your life a lot easier. All right, let's get these two little torque screws out. To be honest, guys, I'm not a fan of torque screws. They came with the kit, but I think you should always use like a nut and a bolt. It looks more professional, more cleaner, you know. I don't know, and then these things tend to wiggle loose. I don't know, they always end up in the floor, popping your tires. That sucks. All right, guys, go ahead and see this little terminal that I made. I actually bought this little terminal and I mounted it here, and this is where I got all my power from. So I just fed it, you know, a good solid power, and then I just fed off of it. So let's go ahead and tape all this to power, and then yeah, let's see here. I'm thinking what I may want to do, I may want to give him this block for his build. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and it'll be a lot better for him. Yeah. Okay, so this is to power. You know what? I'm gonna give it to him, like all together. I'm gonna give him this whole little junction box, so we could just bolt it the same way on his car. That's gonna be cool. Okay, guys, and the Holley doesn't come with the relays. However, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him so it could be easier to install on his car. So I'll deal with rewiring relays on my car later. So I'm gonna cut these two power off in the ground, and like that we could pull off this entire relay unit out, which is for our electric fans. So when he gets his electric fans, all he needs to do is hook up his electric fans to this, and it will already have relays and everything. And like I said, all this doesn't come with the Holley unit. You actually have to source your own relays and all that stuff, but we're trying to make this as easy and streamline it as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and hook them up with this. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it from here. Let me try to do this one hand. There it goes. Okay. And don't worry guys, there's no power right now, so see? So now all we gotta do is hook up our electric fans on the new car to these wires. So we'll go ahead and label this right now. Alright guys, and here's the harness for the Holley Sniper EFI. I took it off with the little terminal block that I made. It's easy, see? All we have to do is track down to electric fans, positive, negative, and everything's labeled. Everything, see? We got our blue wires, goes to our fuel pump. I left the relay set up already, so all we have to do is, oh, I showed you guys that already. So yeah, everything should be plug and play guys. I even left the little terminals on here to make it easy, so all we have to do is feed this one power, and damn, we're gonna be set guys. Here's the other one, same thing, all labeled, so this should make it really easy. So I'll put that in the box right now, and we'll continue pulling stuff off. We have to pull the CD box off and the coil now next. Also guys, one thing I would like to mention is that Holley doesn't provide you with the studs, the bolts, this little thing. They don't give you nothing. You have to go source it yourself. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the fuel line out. Another thing I'll mention, Holley does not provide you with these fittings. You're gonna have to source them yourself when you guys do if you guys decide to do your Holley Sniper setup. Let me get a rag, put it there. All right, cool. All right, gas is expensive guys. All right, but real talk guys, Holley doesn't give you these fittings. They don't give you nothing. It basically comes like this, blocked off, and then you have to source it whichever way you want. So like, I mean, you have to configure it the way you want. Like either you want the fitting on this side or you want the fitting on this, but you have to go get them yourself. I'm gonna go as far as to tell you this guys, they don't even give you the throttle bracket. You have to get it yourself. So they'll give you the unit, but you need to go get your throttle cable brackets. They don't even sell you this little ball. They don't even give it to you, the little ball for the throttle cable. You have to buy that separately yourself too, which kind of sucks honestly, because this unit is pretty expensive as it is. But I think I paid like an extra $100 for this fast LSX bracket. Actually I have it here. See, the cable mount kit from Fast. So yeah, I mean, it is a nice unit though. I'm not knocking them guys, I'm just saying be aware that if you guys decide to do the Holley Sniper, and if you guys are watching this video, even though it's a removal of a Holley Sniper, there is always something you can grab some insight from. And yeah, you will need to get fittings, air filter, stud, wing nut, the carburetor studs to the intake manifold, the nuts, yeah, any fittings like all these right here to make it look nice or whatever, you got to get them. They don't come with it, just saying. The throttle cable. Now this one goes to, what the heck does this go to? I forgot. Oh, there's another plug down here. Oh, the oxygen sensor, we forgot about that. Okay. Alright guys, so there it is. I unplugged it here. We're gonna have to go under the car and pull the oxygen sensor out. We'll do that when we're down there. Alright, so here's our unit ready to come off. Oh, another thing I didn't mention guys, the progressive controller. See this little link right here? So when you have on these old cars, you don't have a lot of throttle control, so you actually have to buy this little kit extra, which was, I don't remember how much it was, but it comes with this little lever and it comes with this little extender. It's all on my channel, so this was extra right here. So again, we're helping out my buddy, so he's not gonna have to deal with all these headaches that I had to go through because I already figured it all out. All right, it goes, guys. There it goes. All these little fittings right here, little block off, you have to buy it. That one you gotta buy it. So yeah, man, they get you. They get you. The little lever, you gotta buy it. Little extender, you gotta buy it. The little ball, you gotta buy it. They don't play. They know what they're doing. Look at that, guys. The manifold is still clean. This thing is cherry. Look at that. It's like it's brand new. That's cool. This is the Wien Stealth, so it has a little high ram, so it should be cool. The reason I went with this manifold is because I didn't want to alter the hood, so that was fit perfect. But look at it, it's still cherry. That's cool. That's awesome. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and pull the spark plug wires, get them out the way. I actually labeled these because it's kind of hard with this car to find the right length. Like, it was like I struggled. I was playing with it, and I finally got it to where it's perfect. So I don't want to mix them up, so I just labeled them. So it's gonna be 1357 on this side, so like that. When we take them all off, we'll know which wire goes where, and we don't have to be messing around with the sizes. So my brother will be completely disappointed, but this is gonna streamline the process when we put it over there. This is 5. Okay. Let me get in here. Okay, there it goes. All right, and this is 7. If you guys are not familiar, this is your piston number 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's how that works. So, yep. And also, it tells you right there on the manifold, 1, 3, 5, 7. So, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So it's basically dummy proof. So yeah, guys, all the wires are marked. Not to make it easy for the timing, because that's easy, but it's more so for not chasing the lengths. At least now we know, okay, this one we had it on number 1, this one we had it on number 2, and then it's just streamlined putting them back on, and we don't have to be chasing the lengths of wires. Alright, guys, well, that concludes today's video on the removal of the Holley Sniper EFI. My honest review on it was that it is a great unit. It is very easy to install. It's actually very easy to install. Instructions are great, and it looks great. Like, it doesn't look cheap. It doesn't feel cheap. Like, all the components are solid, so it's a solid piece. Initial startup, everything's pretty much easy. I got my Holley Sniper EFI professionally tuned by IKP Fab and Tune. He's one of the, I want to say, one of the leading tuners for Holley sniper stuff, EFI, Terminator X, all that good stuff. He's really doing pretty good on tuning all the cars that have the Holley stuff. So he tuned my car. My car ran great, started right up, very reliable. It was good with the Holley Sniper, but I really wanted more power. I really wanted to be part of Holley LSFS West, and you know, I just love LSs, guys. They make a lot of power and everything, and it's cheap power versus like big blocks. Big blocks are very expensive to build. They tend to run hot, and you know, all that good stuff. But hey, guys, we're not talking about that on this episode. But we went ahead and pulled the Holley Sniper EFI. I give it out of 5 stars, I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4.5. And the reason that I didn't give it 5 stars is because they do get you a little bit. You know, like, they don't give you a lot of little components that you need, like the little ball for to hook up your throttle cable. They don't give you the progressive linkage to control your throttle. They don't give you the studs that bolt the Holley to the manifold. The accelerator cable bracket, they don't give you. So they don't give you a lot of stuff, and I get it. These are more like universal kits that you can make work with a whole bunch of different cars, but they could give you the basics, guys, like the carburetor studs, the little ball, you know, like stuff that you're obviously going to need on any build, because this is a carburetor style setup, so it's going to go on a traditional manifold. That's the only reason I didn't give it the 5 stars. But other than that, Holley Sniper, man, it's the business. They got great tech support. So if you're running into any hiccups, you could just call them and they'll freaking help you out. So yeah, guys, the only real complaint is gonna be, it's not really a complaint, but the only negative attribute I would say is that they don't include every little thing that you need, and you're gonna be kind of chasing your tail a little bit, you know. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. Holley Sniper EFI is out. On the next episode, we'll go ahead and pull the motor, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, guys. Later.